I did my presentation on collaboration. Collaboration, I just found this quote that I really liked, and it said, collaboration allows us to know more than we are capable of knowing by ourselves. And I found a little YouTube clip that kind of just talks about collaboration, so here you go.
It was a warm spring morning down at the Main Street schoolyard. Excitement was in the air. "Hey, check this out," said Charlie. "The school's Golden Places contest has been announced. Come on, let's go get our kits." And so the kits were handed out. Everyone identical. Everyone with a set of precise instructions. Each student set off to work. Charlie knew how to follow directions. He made great progress and was quite proud of his work. Meanwhile, Maya was taking her time. She watched the world around her, noticing other ways things go places. The next morning, Charlie was finished and carefully inspected his work. But a noise interrupted his thoughts. "Wow," said Charlie. "What is that? You didn't follow the directions, did you?" "I started to," said Maya, "but I wanted to try something different." Maya, what does that have to do with a go-kart?" asked Charlie. "Who said it has to be a go-kart?" Suddenly my project doesn't look very exciting." "Oh, but you're a great builder," said Maya. "Hey, maybe we should work together." And so they did. First, they compared notes. Charlie was good at details. Maya, good at dreaming up ideas. Each had a different approach to getting things done. Then they got to work. Side by side, they helped one another to build something new, something inspired, something spectacular. The next morning, everyone gathered for the final challenge, the big race. Each student stood alongside his or her finished project, each part a perfect replica. Well, almost perfect. "Ready?" asked Charlie. "Ready as I'll ever be," said Maya. Some of the other students weren't so convinced. "Ha! You may think you're going places, but you're just going to lose."
"Students, start your engines. On your mark. Get set."
Charlie shouted, "Maya, they're all ahead of us. What are we waiting for?" "No worries," said Maya. "Flaps down, throttle up." What? Whoa, did you see that? And we have our winners. Charlie and Maya were ecstatic. "We did it! We finished," said Charlie. "Finished? I don't think so. We've only just begun." "Right. Flaps down, throttle up." And off they went. They really were going places. They were going above and beyond.
Okay, I just really like this video because it shows a really good picture, a clear picture on what collaboration is all about. My next slide here is about my article summary, and the title of my article summary was called Collaborative Test Taking, the Benefits for Learning and Retention. And here I just have some key points on what the article was about. So it was a 2-year study that was done by Bloom, and Bloom is a professor at a college, and she just wanted to know what would happen if students were allowed to collaboratively take a test together. Would their test scores and their retention of the material improve? in this study, there was 572 students. They were all college freshmen and sophomores. And what they did was each student took a unit test twice. So the first time they took the test, it was just the traditional way where it was paper, pencil, they had to be quiet, sit by themselves, and take it. And then once everyone handed the test in, then they retook the test. But this time, they got to form groups of 3 to 4 students, and they got to talk about their answers together. But they did say that the students did not have to write down the same answers if they didn't want to. The results concluded from the exam 1, and this was the first year that they did it because it was a 2-year study. So the first year they did it, the first time they took the test, 7 people scored 100%. And then the second time that they took the test, when they got to talk with each other, 84 students scored 100%. Then in year 2, the professor changed things up a little bit. So for the first exam, it was the same where they had to do it the traditional way, and only 4 people scored 100% the first time, and 19 people scored 100% the second time. But the second time that they took it, they didn't get to talk collaboratively. They could only use their notes and their books. Exams 2 through 4, it also showed similar results. So Bloom concluded that collaborative test taking improved test scores and student retention. Some benefits of collaboration are it develops higher level of thinking skills. It increases student retention, as the article that I did stated. It develops social interaction skills. It develops communication skills, promotes higher achievement. It stimulates critical thinking, and it creates an active, involved, and exploratory learning environment. Some collaboration tools that I have used throughout my grad school. I use Google Apps, which includes Google Docs, Slides, Hangout, and Classroom. Also, in one of my classes that I took, we used Kaggle, which is a mind mapping app. That's where you can just organize your ideas and people can add to it. I also do Schoology as my learning management system at school, and this I could use it for discussion boards. I don't really now. Right now at school I usually use it for just communication, but next year I plan on using it more for discussion boards with my kids. Also my second graders have also used PicCollage and iMovie to create presentations when they collaborate together. This is how I collaborate, how I implement collaboration in my second grade classroom. For second graders, you have to model a lot. So what I do is I assign jobs to my students. So I give someone the leader job, the timekeeper, the manager, the encourager, and the writer. The leader is just kind of the person who is in charge, making sure that everyone stays on track and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. The timekeeper just keeps track of the time to make sure that they will finish their jobs. The manager is the person that grabs all the materials that they will need to complete their projects. The encourager gives just kind remarks, you're doing a good job. And then the writer is the one that takes notes. I also, for my students, just because I have to scaffold a lot for my students, I provide question starters for their conversations. So on the other side here, I have some question starters that they can ask each other, like, I have a question, or I noticed that, I wonder, that idea connects to. So I just thought that was a neat picture to show some sentence starters. I also teach my students how to listen. And that means that they have to have the eyes on their speaker and that they can't interrupt when someone else is talking. And then the most important one is to model. I model what collaboration looks like when they are working together. And then a lesson idea that I do in my class is each year we do a rainforest unit, and it's towards the end of the year. But what we do is we create a rainforest in our classroom. So the students get to paint trees, and they get to make animals, and then we put it up around our classroom. So my lesson would be that the students would use their iPads to research a few of their animals, and just some examples of the animals that I've done in the past was the sloth, gibbon, jaguar, python. Then the groups would come together and share the information that they collected on their animal, and then together they would make a poster board of the information that they found and then present it to the class. And while they presented to the class, I will record them, and then I upload the video to YouTube, and then I attach it to a QR code. So that way, once our classroom is all decorated, they can use that QR recorder, or QR, with their iPads and scan it, and then their presentation will pop up. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.